Hey, so today I want to talk about a few more fiction story ideas that I've come across, and during this downtime, and you got nothing else to do, why not try a stab at some of these and see which direction you go in. So the first one is about, and remember what I've said in the past is that these ideas are things that I've come up with. Other people may have already come up with them and made complete stories out of them. Um, I don't know. So, but it's just story ideas that I've come up with, and I think that they would make a good story. A lot of fun. So the first one is about um, one guy is released from prison, and so another guy finds out, tells another guy, and he's like, "Hey Stan, Larry was just released from prison." And he's like, "No, he's not. He's not due to come out for another 3 months or whatever." And he's like, "Well, I just saw him released from prison." Well, this causes a huge domino effect that affects the entire town because these guys are like rival enemies, or I don't know if their backstory is explained or not. Prop this up better. So I don't know if their backstories are explained or not, except for these guys hate each other and they want each other dead. So um, when the guy is released from prison, he's picked up by a friend. He goes to a friendly place and he gets ready and prepares, and so is the other guy now that he knows he's out of prison. And so it's pretty much a town that's split down the middle, and you have law enforcement taking sides, and you have families taking sides, and everything like that. It's almost like a Romeo and Juliet type of situation. I just think something like that would be fun to write about. Um, another story idea that I came up with is about if you could figure out a way to make like a radio signal that could like alter or destroy DNA. Um, and so what you could do, you could program such a way so that you could send out a radio signal which would totally destroy the DNA of all the poison ivy on Earth. And that would be a really good way to get rid of like all poison ivy on Earth, get rid of all poison oak on Earth, start getting rid of all hornets on Earth because they serve no function, and just different things like that, things that we don't need. However, obviously that can be disputed. What do we have the right to do that? Do we like? I cannot think of one positive thing poison ivy does, because it's a parasite and it's irritating to humans and things like that. And if it was gone, whatever tree it was climbing up would thrive just as well without it. But you can see both sides of the debate. Also, what if it falls into the wrong hands and you can use this to alter the DNA of, I don't know, humans or whatever. I don't know. Just seems like a fun story idea that I could come up with um, and write about. Um, let's see. There's this one thing about. Let me just read this, and once I read it, you're going to understand that things like this has been done before, so it's not really like an original story idea. Remember the movie John Q? His son needed an operation to save his life. The problem was that the father was too poor to buy insurance for his son, but made too much money for government assistance. Terrorists and prisoners in prison get free taxpayer-funded health care. In the movie, if it was John Q himself with the illness and he was out of options to get better, he was going to die and do nothing about it except for one thing. He could get arrested, put in prison, where he would be given free life-saving health care. So that's another story idea. But as you can see, things like that have happened in real life. There have been people who rob a bank, ask for like $1, get it, but then get arrested and sent to prison just for the free healthcare that prisoners receive. Um, So that's not the most original idea, but so those are three story ideas that you can mess around with during this quarantine. Speaking of which, look at my beard. It's getting pretty long. I haven't shaved. I think the last time I shaved was the last day of normal work employment, and then after that I've just been growing it out.